It's summertime, so you know what? The heat is on. Let's start the show. Welcome, everybody, to FYC Film Review. I'm your host, Gagne. With me, as always, my partner in crime, the Naldo.
What's up, man? How's it going, everybody?
Yeah, we've adjusted your nickname a little bit, so gotta find a new, sexier intro for you.
I like it. It's sexy.
Yeah,
You're bringing sexy
it's all
back.
right. It's
Okay.
all right. No 80s, R-rated comedy sexy.
Oh my gosh. Okay. We went back into the 80s, and I
Love it.
think this is our bread and butter because I think we have good luck with a lot of the 80s. So hopefully we had good luck with this one. The year is 1984, and it gave us this gem of a film called Beverly Hills Cop, rated R, directed by Martin Brest. You know what he's done?
Oh, I do. I'm a breast man. He has done Meet Joe Black, which we've already covered.
Fantastic movie.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's nice to revisit Mr. Martin, and this is a good one. He
Yeah.
he didn't do a lot of movies, but he did some iconic films.
That's true. Yeah, he did Julie though.
Yeah,
Julie?
I was just say, don't like knock that one off. It's like end of career stuff. Don't.
That's big though for him to direct and
Sure.
a career movie. That's
Yeah,
whatever.
might have ended his career.
Okay. All right. Let's dig in. And as always, guys, before we get into it, hit that like and subscribe button if you guys want to see more reviews, and stick with us to the end of the video to see what we rated this movie and if you guys agree with our rating. The composer of the movie, Harold Faltermeyer, which he did Top Gun as well.
Oh,
He
okay,
did the original Top Gun theme song. And
interesting. Okay,
yeah, and this one's pretty iconic.
yeah. The music in it, you recognize right away. I mean, props to the music supervisor too, who built the soundtrack, because I love every song on the soundtrack.
Yeah, the soundtrack was pretty good. The songs in it were too. I thought that the theme, that dun, 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 I thought it was
Mhm.
overplayed a little bit.
Yeah, it does. It's way more repetitive than I remember. Yeah,
A lot.
it's definitely a synthesized 80s piece that you don't need over and over.
It was
So,
too much.
yeah.
Let's just call it what it is. It was too much. It's like in every scene, it's okay. We get it. That's the theme song. But this is our first Eddie Murphy movie, right? It's our first one.
Crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
crazy. But a good one to start with, because honestly, like, this is like height of Eddie Murphy comedian, Saturday Night Live, between, I think this is a couple of years before, no, it's a couple, same year as Delirious, right? Or a year difference
A
between his
year
Delirious
after
stand-up,
Delirious, I think.
right before Raw, right before, I mean, he just becomes, I think this probably was one of those movies that really just took him next level.
Yeah, I think this was the movie that catapulted him to like a whole different level, because I think he was in 48 Hours
Mhm.
before this, and there was something else. I forget what it is, but this is the movie that made Eddie Murphy a household name, I think. And I just want a full disclaimer before I start reviewing this movie. I am an Eddie Murphy fan. I don't like all his movies, but I think he is one of the funniest guys ever out there. And to me, his stand-up comedic performance of Delirious is actually the best comedic performance I've ever seen, hands down. We've seen it so many times as roommates. We quote it all the time. So that is Eddie Murphy's. He is one hilarious guy. So I just wanted to throw that out there before I start reviewing it.
Yeah. Oh, I think we're in for it.
So okay.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm as well an Eddie Murphy fan, but
Yeah.
I think of recent stuff I haven't loved so much. I think shortly after The Nutty Professor is it was getting a little long in the tooth. I love this time. Like this,
Sure.
the early 80s, all 80s, early 90s of Eddie is just, it's gold. I mean, and I'm happy to say that this one still held up for me. I haven't seen it in so long, but I love it.
Okay. So would you seen this a handful of times, or would you say
Yeah,
five?
another one of those I think I probably saw way too early. Like, it was, because of its popularity, I think played on TV and you catch it all the time. They probably edited some of the R-rated stuff out, but I've probably seen it, yeah, half a dozen times. If you piece
Wow.
together some showings where, again, it's on, you watch for half of the movie, maybe.
Okay. Yeah. I've only seen this movie once or twice, I think. So I didn't grow up with this movie. So watching it again, it was very eye-opening. Eye-opening. Let's get into it. The movie takes place in Detroit. He's an undercover cop. And he's the opening scene starts. He's in a van, drug bust gone wrong about drugs. something like that. Then you get this ridiculous chasing where he's hanging off the back of a truck and he's flying all over the place. The truck is crashing into cars and it doesn't kill anybody, but he just goes nuts,
intentionally ramming like everything.
Yeah. And so that's kind of the issue that I had with this movie is I know it's supposed to be a funny movie, but am I supposed to take it seriously, or is it supposed to be funny? Because it had some really funny moments and they had some kind of serious moments as well. So I had a hard time distinguishing it, especially because Eddie Murphy. So to me, this whole movie was just a comedy movie. And so the action scenes were just, that's kind of weird for me.
Yeah, I think it kind of brings up the first fun fact, which when you're watching the ramming of every car in Detroit, you realize, oh, this is a Jerry Bruckheimer, Don Simpson production. There's supposed to be explosions and action. And but you got Eddie Murphy, who at the time is basically the funniest guy on the planet.
Yeah.
Leading a serious cop crime drama.
See, is it a serious cop crime drama or is it an action buddy flick? Right? Because I mean, you got some serious moments where his friend, he breaks out of, or not, doesn't break out of jail. Sorry, he gets out of jail. He's been out of jail. He meets him at his apartment, and his friend is kind of has always led a bad life. He's been in jail in and out, and they've been friends forever. And some villains come up and they murder his friend right in front of his apartment because he stole German bear bonds. Right?
Yeah.
And did you see the villain? And the villain?
I did. The prime henchman, Jack, if you will. Yes, I did not realize that is our buddy from Breaking Bad.
Jonathan Banks. Yeah.
Good actor for a long time.
He was, yeah. And it's weird seeing him with hair and young.
Yes.
Because he's older and he's bald and he's just got that mean look to him now. But he's a good actor.
Yeah, I mean, you go 35, almost 40 years ago. I was like, why do I recognize that guy? Yeah. Oh my God, that's great. Love that he's still acting.
And so he ends up going to Beverly Hills because his friend told him that he worked for this gallery that his other childhood friend named Jenny was at, and he got this job. And Jenny tells him, yeah, my boss employed him, this villain named Victor. So that's how he ends up in Beverly Hills, because he's trying to investigate this murder, even though his boss told him, hey, don't do anything, just go on vacation, get away, and don't investigate anything. Of course, Axel Foley is a bit of a rogue cop. He doesn't do everything by the book. So what he does, he goes against his boss's wishes and does the exact opposite thing.
Yeah, I think that's where the movie kind of hits its height for me once he starts getting into shenanigans in Beverly Hills. I love the interaction when he first gets to the gallery with Bronson Pinchot as Serge.
Yes.
I love his interaction with Taggart and Rosewood. They're good characters. You got the gruff old cop and the young new detective. Judge Reinhold is awesome.
He's funny. Yeah.
I like it. I guess it does become, kind of a buddy cop,
right,
movie, if you will. He's investigating a murder, and there's that touching moment with his friend that basically didn't sell him out and went to jail and kept his mouth quiet.
Right.
And, cares about him. So he's got to break the law a little bit. He's got to go out and investigate why his buddy, got killed for what reason.
Right.
Over bear bonds.
Over bear bonds.
Anyone know what bear bonds are? Tell us, please.
Put it in the comment sections below, because I have no idea. So he goes to Beverly Hills, and he goes into the building where this Victor guy is, the owner, which is the villain of the movie, and his henchmen come out and they escort him out of the building. Now they throw him out of the building. They throw him through a window, and it shatters. I just think it's funny that he got thrown through a window and he wasn't bleeding. And
right.
I mean, I would have been out for like a couple of days if you threw me through a window.
That wasn't even the issue I had with it. It was more like, why would security throw him out the window?
Yeah.
That's their building.
The door was like 5 feet away.
It was next to it. Like, why would you be throwing him out of a perfectly good window?
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
I didn't get it either. He gets picked up by the Beverly Hills Cops. And Beverly Hills Cops, there you go. He gets taken to the station, and he sees the station, and it's like a castle compared to his station back in Detroit. and this is where he befriends the what's their name, Taggart,
Taggart and Rosewood.
and Rosewood. And I guess the chief tells them to escort him wherever he goes, make sure he doesn't get into any trouble. And of course he does, because he's investigating Mikey's death. So
yeah, you get the infamous banana in the tailpipe scene.
Yeah.
He orders them room service, and they're eating it up, and then it's a distraction so that he can get their car not to work. We'll need to do some fact checking on whether bananas and tailpipes really stop cars from working. I don't think so, but I guess it makes for a good gag. Yeah, he gets away, goes to investigate.
So we get a cameo in this by Damon Wayans.
Oh.
Did you see the cameo?
Wait, so was it Damon or was it Keenan?
No, I really think it was Damon Wayans. I really do.
You're probably right.
I am right. I usually am right about this stuff. The strip club scene where he takes Rosewood and Taggart. Taggart. And he actually thwarts. Is that the right word? Thwarts.
Sure.
A robbery that was going to take place, and I think that's how he gets into the good graces of the chief, because he says, "Hey, this is going to happen," and I think he tried to lie to the chief, and Taggart was like, "No, that's not how it really happened." So
yeah, funny scene. I like that, because he's being escorted out like for the second time now, where they're like, "Dude, go home." He's just like, "This was working till you guys messed it up. Like, you ruined a perfectly good lie." It's a good little scene. There's a lot of good Eddie in this. I mean, he's just, his timing, his delivery, his fish out of water. It's fun.
The ending of this film, the shootout, I again, you have this huge shootout, and it's funny, but it's serious, because you got people being shot and blood splatting everywhere. But you got these moments where it's supposed to be funny, like Rosewood and
getting him
Taggart.
over the the fence. You're like,
yeah.
what?
So that's what I had a hard time distinguishing whether it's a comedy or this just the action type of movie. But overall, I think Eddie Murphy carries this movie. He carried this movie, and I can see why they wanted Eddie Murphy in this movie. Fun fact: the original person who was going to be Axel Foley was going to be Sylvester Stallone.
That'd have been horrible.
Yeah, horrible. So horrible. So Sylvester Stallone took part of the script that he was writing for Beverly Hills Cop and turned it into his movie Cobra.
Oh,
yeah,
interesting. Okay, happy he passed on this. I cannot ever imagine Stallone in this. It just doesn't work. Doesn't work. All right, let's get to a rating.
Let's do it.
I think we've said lots of good things about this, and I'm hoping your score comes a little more in line. So we're gonna go with bananas in the tailpipe. How
bananas
many bananas in the tailpipe?
All right.
No, just put one banana in there. Not very good. 5 being, this car's not going anywhere. We're gonna stay and watch this whole movie. It's so good.
How do you put 5 bananas in a tailpipe? Yes. I don't forget it. All right, let's just rate it. I don't want to go there. All right, you go first.
Man, I've been teetering since I watched it on the fence. I had a lot of fun rewatching this. I love the soundtrack. I'm a sucker for these 80s movies.
Yeah.
I was at a 4. I'm going to stay at a 4. 4 bananas in the tailpipe. I think this is a great movie still. I have so much fun with it. 4
bananas in the tailpipe.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Probably can't fit, but I'm doing it.
Okay. Watching this movie, like I said, I had a bit of a hard time, but I am a big Eddie Murphy fan. I like his stuff from the 80s. I do, especially his stand-up performances. And I saw this movie with my wife, and my wife actually liked it more than I did. And so I've been struggling with this rating, but I think just talking about it more, right, and seeing what Eddie Murphy has brought to the table throughout the years, and what this movie did for him, I'm gonna go with the 3. Originally, I was gonna go with the 2.5, but I'm gonna go with 3 bananas in the tailpipe. 3 ripe bananas in the tailpipe. There,
got to be right. Bravo! Yeah. I'm proud of you. I don't think I would have accepted the 2.5. So 3 is acceptable. I'll give you that.
Okay. All right, guys, go check this movie out. It's not for kids, but go check it out and let us know what you think. Again, it's 80s cheesiness to the max, but it has Eddie Murphy. So if you like Eddie Murphy and you want to see the movie that probably catapulted him to a whole different level, go check it out and let us know what you think.
Cool. We'll check you next time, guys. I've been your host, Gagne, and with me, as always, my partner, Naldo.
Have a good one, everybody.